overall, if you stick to the process, you stick to the system that Stock Navigators has laid out, you will be profitable. I just wish I would have found it 20 years ago.
Hey, how are you, Eric?
Good, how are you, Tom?
All right, very good. So nice to see you here.
Thank you.
First of all, I would like to ask you, can you tell me a little bit about your life and how you get here?
Sure. So I've been an entrepreneur my entire life, just mostly businesses on my own. My wife and I have run several businesses, bought and sold businesses, some successful and others not, how it goes in business. And we've got 3 wonderful kids and a beautiful granddaughter. And we live in southern Utah now. We lived in Louisiana for 20 years. Wow. But we moved to southern Utah and had an ability to do that with kind of the flexibility that I found with Stock Navigators. And
very nice.
Yeah.
So what makes you decided to change from a different career to stock trading?
I've always had an interest in the markets. I did financial advising for several years, not with individual stocks or anything like that, but just on the side as kind of a hobby more or less, and tried a few different courses actually, some penny stock stuff and some other kind of things where it's kind of big fluctuations and news driven kind of things, and just didn't have actually had a lot of success and a lot of failures with it, just big success, big failure kind of stuff. And so I was looking for something to replace the businesses that I was doing. I had got to the point where between payroll and the government stuff and taxes and everything else associated, I just wanted something that I could control, that it was me versus me.
Exactly.
And so that was kind of the thing.
You want to control yourself, you want to control what you want to do, right? You don't want someone else to control you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So how has Stock Navigator had been different compared to other business when you found Stock Navigator?
Well, the first thing is Stock Navigators is very focused on the people that are involved in it. The community is fantastic. You know, there's a lot of support and a lot of help. It's based on actual education and indicators and technical analysis, as opposed to just hoping on a whim that you're clicking the right buttons the right way. And so there are several things that are better, in my opinion, and have led to more success with it.
So what do you think is the most valuable part in our community in Stock Navigator? What part do you think is the most important?
Well, first of all, the education's fantastic. You and Cleve and the team that have put together the materials, it's really comprehensive, which I think is step number 1. But then implementing the education is as important. And so that's why the support that Stock Navigators offers is so significantly important, because it doesn't matter who you are, when you're doing it and doing it what I would say is the right way, the Stock Navigator way, it takes a lot of support and a lot of help from not only the team of Stock Navigator, but the community as a whole.
Very nice to hear that. How does your family feel when you change a career from different business, right, to stock trading?
Great question. So I have a wonderful and supportive wife. Fortunately, she supports me on my craziest ideas and whims. So when we kind of talked about it and I told her this was the next chapter and there's not really a plan B, she was very supportive. I don't know if that's the case for everybody, but for me it was, which was important, because early on I didn't follow the rules and we experienced losses. It wasn't just all roses from the beginning. We had some times that we've had to, make sure that we're doing the things the right way, the Stock Navigator way.
Let's go. So what is the biggest win or memorable moment you have in your trading journey? Can you tell me?
There's been several. On the positive side, the biggest win was when I realized that I could do this and make it my living. The first time that I took money from my account to my bank account and used it to pay bills.
Feel good,
yeah, it feels great. So that was probably the moment that I said, okay, we can do this and we can make it work.
Okay. So I know that trading is step by step. So what do you plan? You want to scale up your contract? So what the next step that you think that can improve in your trading?
So I am right at the point. I've got one last business that I'm selling out of to be completely free of those kind of encumbrances. And then the plan is to do exactly that, more contracts, scale up. Because again, once you have the processes and the system in place, you're scaling. It's the same thing, you're just adding zeros to the process.
So when did you first feel like I can do it? How did Stock Navigator will help you to get to that point?
Well, first of all, on the Discord channel, kind of where the community hangs out, a lot of interaction with some of the coaches, with Cleve, with others that are in there as well, that I was asking questions and they were giving answers and supporting and telling me it was possible to believe in myself, believe in the journey. And this was after a time that I had lost a good bit of money because I wasn't following the rules. It was a me problem, not anybody else. And so once I started to have that shift, that was pretty important in my journey.
Very nice to hear. Could you compare how you feel about your life before you found us versus now and that you have been able to trade?
I would say the possibility of what's to come is really, really exciting. And it doesn't matter, the amount of effort and time that I put in to learn the craft will 100% benefit me and my family, which is why you get in my opinion, why most people choose to get into trading is for the freedom, the flexibility to provide for your loved ones and to enjoy the life that you kind of set out to enjoy.
Exactly right. So what mindset change have helped you through the up and down in trading, right? Not every day is the winning day, but how can you control your mindset so that you can overcome the fear and the risk so that you become a successful trader?
You have to fight the tendency to overtrade or to do more than you should do or to move your stop losses or whatever the case might be. When you have red days, you hate to have those, but coming over time to a realization that you will have days that aren't as good as other days. You may make good money one day, no money the next day, a little loss the next day, but overall, if you stick to the process, you stick to the system that Stock Navigators has laid out, you will be profitable, in the long run. It doesn't mean every single day and every single trade, but overall, you will be profitable. And that's a lesson that can take some time to learn, especially because we as humans are prideful. We have big egos. We don't like to be wrong. In business, if you push hard enough, you can figure it out usually. In trading, there's no such thing as pushing hard. The market's going to do what the market does, and it's our responsibility to just try to follow that. So if you can get to the point where you understand that emotion doesn't change the market's mind, the market's going to do what it's going to do, and it's our job just to try to track it the best we can.
I know that there are many trading out there. So what do you think that if you could not find Stock Navigator, what happened to your trading now?
I think I wouldn't have been trading still. Because I had tried several other trading systems, put in a lot of, quote, education cost, which just ended up being money down the drain, so to speak. And that's not to disparage what they're doing. It may work for some people in their communities, I guess. But I just found that Stock Navigators gave the systems, the process, the kind of the roadmap, so to speak, to actually become successful enough to say, this is something that I can do for a career, for a living.
Very nice.
I just wish I would have found it 20 years ago.
So what's one thing you wish you know earlier that would have sped up your success in your life?
Believe other people that have gone before, that tell you the things that are pitfalls. I think my nature, maybe human nature, is that we have to touch the stove and get burnt sometimes. But if I could go back in time and just believe that the rules are in place for a reason, that the people that have had experiences doesn't mean you have to have all the same experiences, at least to the extent of those experiences, that would for sure be the thing I'd go back in time and change, because it would have helped the trajectory that much faster.
Okay. So what is the last thing that you were able to tell people out there if they have a question about Stock Navigator? What is the advice you should tell them about Stock Navigators?
Well, if I'm talking to people that are not in Stock Navigators, I would say get in Stock Navigators, because it will change the trajectory. If you've ever done any other trading before, it'll change the trajectory of your trading. If you've never done trading before, that's okay too. You can learn literally from not knowing anything, because that course takes you from the beginning all the way up. The second thing is be patient with yourself in the process, understanding that it will take time. It's not an overnight success. Nobody that is good at this, in my opinion, is just overnight really fantastic at it. They put in time, they put in energy, just like any other job or any other thing in the world. If you don't put in the time, you don't you're not going to reap the benefits of what ends up happening. And then the third thing would be trust the process and trust what others that have gone before that have had all the experiences say, and then follow the rules. That's the biggest thing. Follow the rules, and over time you'll be able to do it.
Very nice to hear that. By the way, so thank you very much for your time to be here with us.
Thank you.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
see
having
you,
me.
and then looking forward to your successful trader in the future.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.